Good morning. Welcome to the 11th Annual Boys and Girls Club of Ottawa Breakfast presented by Mark Motors Audi City Ottawa, now with 3 locations across Ottawa. Hi everybody, my name is Jock Climby. I will be your MC today, and just a little bit about me. I was mostly born and raised in Ottawa, went to Glebe High School here in town, and went on to play at football at Queen's University, and then had a 12-year career in the CFL. I played for Montreal, Ottawa, and Toronto. I then went on to 17 years with TSN. I was a member of the panel on the CFL on TSN. You may remember me with the boys, Dave Randorf, Matt Dunnigan, and Chris Schultz. Throughout that time, I've also been a practicing lawyer at the law firm of Eamon Herndon here in Ottawa. And I recently joined the board here at the BGCO, and I did so because I recognize how vital it is to have the kind of start that you need as a child in order to grow up and realize your dreams. You need that start. And it's a great honor for me to join the board and to be your MC today. I'd like to give a big thank you to all of those of you out there who are hosting breakfasts across this city, and to all the guests who have tuned in today and to enjoy this event. We have an entertaining and informative morning planned for you. We hope during the next 45 minutes you will learn about the vital role that BGCO plays in our community. So now we're going to check in with our BGCO Breakfast co-chairs, Gary Zed and Lisa Marak, who are at Audi City, Ottawa, who I know were up very early getting ready for this morning.
Hey, Colleen, how are you?
Oh, Gary, hi, Lisa. What are you doing in this neighborhood?
We're just checking on everybody, seeing how they're doing, see if they're getting ready for the breakfast.
Great, I'm all ready. I've got my coffee and my laptop, and I'm just about to tune in.
Okay, we'll see you soon.
All right.
Bye. Thanks for all your help.
Good morning, Ottawa. Always wanted to say that. We've got a jam-packed session today. Really excited to have everybody involved. I'm Gary Zed.
I'm Lisa Marak.
This is my 11th year doing this breakfast, and I'll tell you, each and every year we have to do something a little bit different. And of course, this year we've done something significantly different. We've pivoted big, obviously, in our virtual setting, but it's not quite all virtual. We have 50 micro breakfasts happening across this great city of ours. And I'll tell you, they're in all different types of locations. We have some people holding small breakfasts in their homes. We have some very large tented areas in a socially distant way. We have a number of the dealerships involved.
Absolutely.
How many do you have involved in the
We have
event today?
5 different dealerships involved today.
We obviously have parking lots. We have some happening at golf courses. We have hotels, backyard porches. We even have some book clubs that have managed to get involved. We've got a number of very large virtual breakfasts also happening today. So we're really, really excited. So we want everyone to bundle up. Don't tune us out until we tune you out today. We've got 45 minutes, and we've got a lot of impactful stories to share with you over the next 45 minutes. I've been a board member for 12 years. I've been hosting this event since its inception with my dear friend Graham McMillan. we had this idea of bringing everyone together. It's really been a very, very impactful and inspirational experience for all of us. Of course, we couldn't do that without the amazing support of the Mark Motors Group and the Marak family. They've been on board with us now for 8 years.
Yep.
And we want to thank you so much for your continued support. We've obviously grown a lot as a club, as you have grown in your presence in the city.
Absolutely, and it's actually an easy partnership to be involved with. This is my second year as a co-chair with you, Gary, and the best part about this experience has always been meeting and learning, or learning about the club, but also meeting the different alumni. And we're lucky enough to sort of see how an alumni starts at the club and then becomes part of our own community. And I'd like to introduce Paul Renault, our general manager at Mark Motors Porsche. I've got Robin Hunter, our marketing associate for the Mark Motors Group. And I thought I would share their story.
Sometimes walking down memory lane is all it takes to appreciate where we are today. Like many of the members at the Boys and Girls Club of Ottawa, our founder, Louis Mrak, immigrated to Canada looking for a better life. He built our family-owned business on a foundation of hard work and dedication. These values have been paramount in our growth and success over the last 6 decades. We are proud of where we came from and how far we have come since those humble beginnings. Our dad instilled a passion for giving back to the new place he called home in his family, employees, and in his business. His commitment to the community lives on in each of us. We are proud to support the Boys and Girls Club of Ottawa as they provide life-changing programs to children and youth right in the community that he held so dear. Paul Renault and Robin Hunter are proud Boys and Girls Club alumni and are part of our Mark Motors family. Their stories remind us of the important role the Boys and Girls Club of Ottawa plays in the lives of its members.
That's a really great story, Lisa.
It is actually pretty special. We're pretty lucky to have the Boys and Girls Club here in Ottawa to be able to, create such amazing assets to our company.
I didn't really quite tell you about some of the innovation happening today. We even have our dear friend from the French Embassy participating today. I bet you they have probably the best croissants in the city today.
Absolutely, probably the best in Paris.
And I know some of our board members are hosting some amazing virtual breakfasts of up to 30 and 40 people. We have others that have put very large tents out in Westboro. We really appreciate everyone's efforts. I know one of our board members is doing his homemade waffles from his grandmother's recipe. So
I'd like that recipe.
Obviously some really great food this morning that's happening. So listen, this is a really tough year. This is something that we've never ever experienced before. And I think the graph really says everything. We historically raise about $1.5 million a year from our events, and that's plummeted. So we're in a situation where we need to fill that gap. And why do we need to fill that gap? It's because we have 4,500 kids in our community that rely on us each and every day to provide the programming that we need and the support that they need to be successful young men and women in this community. So our ask today is a bold one. I think many of you know of me making bold asks. And so I ask you to dig deep, but in some ways, you don't have to dig much deeper than what you've done before, because with the cancellation of all our events, and that's 4 or 5 major events together with scores of third-party events, you've had the opportunity in all those events, and many of you participating have gone to 2 or 3 or 4 of those. We're really looking for you to today say, okay, well, let's consolidate our giving and let's do something a little bit bigger today to help fill in that gap. So that's a really, really important message to us. We know some of you today have the ability of donating and supporting us in a big way. You've been there for us before. And so, think about that gift of $250,000, that gift of $100,000, that gift of $50,000. But equally important are those gifts of $10 and $20 and $50 and $100. Obviously, we'd like everyone to think about a minimum gift of $1,000. But we need your support because every dollar counts. And it's not just for the kids. you'll hear the stories of families today. And it's the impact that these kids have, not just in terms of themselves, but obviously there's a ripple effect in terms of their families and the community. So it's really, really important. And I'd ask you in the website and the donate text below, please consider a gift today. And we're really trying to, in a real-time way, see if we can hit our $1 million target. And so, me being bold, I'm looking for some heroes today. And I know there's some heroes out there. You can be unsung heroes and do it anonymously, or you can be out in the public and show the leadership that I know you're always there for us. My cell number is 613-899-0960. Again, 613-899-0960. I've always wanted to do this. So if you want to text me directly and tell me if you want to do something, we'd love to hear from you. Obviously, you've got the information below. Jock, I'm going to pass it over to you. I'm going to come back a little bit later, and hopefully we can share some ongoing results.
Gary, Lisa, thank you very much. Well said, and please, all of you out there, let me echo Gary's sentiments. And this is a morning that we really need everyone to come together and to give generously. Special thanks to Audi City Ottawa for presenting this morning's event in honor of the Boys and Girls Club of Ottawa's 97-year history. We are going to go to Ottawa's Mayor Jim Watson, who has a special announcement. And this is a big thank you to Minto Apartments and Minto Communities for making this segment possible.
Hi, my name is Jim Watson, Mayor of the City of Ottawa, and I'm pleased to officially proclaim September 15th as Boys and Girls Club of Ottawa Day.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you so much, Mayor Watson. And I'm just getting some news back from headquarters, and it looks like the numbers are climbing, and this is really great news. Thank you, everyone. We're still not done. Lots of time to learn a little bit more about the Boys and Girls Club. And this segment has been brought to you by the Tanis family.
So you would have seen in our early morning video when we were dropping off boxes and house coats to many of our supporters, there was a special person in the segment, Colleen Mooney. And Colleen Mooney retired after leading this organization for 6 years. We really can't thank Colleen enough for her leadership, her guidance, her support, and most importantly, her mentoring, because she's left an amazing legacy, and she's passed the baton on to Adam Joyner. Adam's been an amazing staff member in the organization for years. He took the reins of the CEO during the peak of the health crisis, and in just a few months, Adam has really shown a lot of passion, determination, and he knows firsthand the role the club plays in the lives of its members. Here's Adam's story.
So my name is Tom Patrick, and in the mid-90s, I was the program director here at the Police Youth Center, which is now a Boys and Girls Club location. So I would have met Adam when I came over in 1995. I think he was about 12 years old, and I distinctly remember a few things. He stood out as genuinely nice. He was a nice kid. He lived across the street, he came every day, and a rarity for his age group at 12 was he got along with everybody else at the center. And I mean, we were the United Nations, that's how diverse it was. So a lot of youth at 12 have their clique, they're comfortable with their own type of demographic. He got along with everyone, and I mean everyone. So we kind of spotted that early and said, this is a special young man. I mean, not only is he kind, but he's patient and he gets along. He's the real deal.
My name is Manak Luwal. I am the current CEO of Presidential Basketball, which is a social enterprise located in the east end of the city. I was a member at the McCann Clubhouse, which was located in Overbrook/Vanier area on MacArthur. So Pepsi, aka Adam Joyner, he was my senior staff. So Adam had a huge responsibility at the time to manage a bunch of youth, young adults, right? The first time I met him, all I felt was a genuine person. And I think that's huge because through his style of management, I learned a lot about how you can be very compassionate in the workforce. I am now a full adult. I met that man when I was in my teens. and he is now the CEO of the Boys and Girls Club. That doesn't happen overnight. That's patience, that's diligence, that's determination, that's all those wrapped into one. So he's about to do a lot more things for Ottawa.
So growing up, we moved a lot. We really didn't have a place that was our place until we moved beside one of the Boys and Girls Club locations, right here actually, at the Tomlinson Family Foundation Clubhouse. Some of the challenges that faced as a child was having a safe, supportive place where there was consistent people that loved and cared for me outside of my parents. And I think young people in our community need a safe and supportive place where there's consistency. But I remember the first time I walked through the door, I think I stayed for 20 minutes. But the second day I stayed 30. And then finally, a staff member came and approached me and said, "Hey, do you want to play ball hockey?" I was like, "Yeah, I want to play ball hockey, of course." And I stayed for 45 minutes and I was so proud. I went home and told my mom. So the club gives you that space. And for a lot of our members, that's important, to have a space that is their own, and having consistent role models. Even now I'm thinking about all the staff that helped me along the way. So, the club really changed who I became. It impacted every part of my life. So, one of the stats that really sticks out for me is 83% of our members feel that because of the Boys and Girls Club, they are part of a community. The club itself is its own little community, but the reality is that all of our young people are going back into their communities. And if we can teach them that community is important and that they're ambassadors for their community, then we're giving Ottawa a gift for years to come.
Good morning. I'm Janelle Eista, the Chief Advancement Officer at the Boys and Girls Club of Ottawa. I'm sitting down today with our CEO, Adam Joyner.
Good morning.
Watching that video, Adam, reminds me of the unique perspective you bring, starting your journey first as a member at the club and now as our CEO. Given how difficult times have been recently, how have our members been doing?
Well, Janelle, it has been challenging. It's been challenging for them, just like it's been challenging for everybody. This is unprecedented times, and the isolation and the lack of resources, it would never be easy for anyone. But for our young members, our youth, it has been challenging because they've lost all of those connector points that they need in their lives. That being said, the Boys and Girls Club has offered service throughout this whole time, whether it be virtual and now in person. It's so important that we remain connected to our members so that they're less isolated, so that they feel they have a place that they can still come to, even if they can't physically come through our doors. We know that it's not just Boys and Girls Club members that are facing great challenges. Just recently, there was a study that came out from Raising Canada 2020 that said the leading cause of death for children aged 10 to 14 was suicide. To me, that's not just sad, but scary. And I hope we all agree that this is something that we all need to help curb. Boys and Girls Club of Ottawa in particular offers support and services where we develop resiliency in young people, where we provide them opportunities and choices, where they feel that there's a place that they can call home and hopefully build towards a future that's bright and full of opportunity.
Adam, how do we know that the BGCO is making a difference?
This always gets me really excited because quality is so important and measuring impact is so important. So we start from the bottom up because you always want to go from the members' eyes. And we ask our members, how do you feel about our programs? They complete surveys. They take part in focus groups. It's so important that we get their input on what we're doing because they're the reason we're there in the first place. Mm-hmm. And then we go top down. And then we ask, is our programs high quality? And we measure them and make sure that the programs we're offering are high quality. This is vital to make sure that our kids get the best amount of high quality programs that they can. No matter where they live, no matter where they're coming from, we want to make sure that they feel that we are invested in their future, and we can only do that if we're offering high quality programs. An example of this was an external study that was done at the Boys and Girls Club of Winnipeg, which was really exciting.
So what is the Winnipeg study? Can you elaborate?
Absolutely. So the Boys and Girls Club of Winnipeg, along with the province of Manitoba, produced a study that showed the impact that the Boys and Girls Clubs have across the country. Everything from math scores going up if you were a member versus not a member, to overall education and employment opportunities. It really highlighted the fact that Boys and Girls Clubs make a difference, and young people who access our programs are part of a bigger picture, and they're able to have greater success in life.
That's really amazing, Adam. And I think it underscores why we're all here today. Was there anything else you wanted to say before we wrap up?
I just want to say thank you, Janelle. Thank you to our staff who work tirelessly to make a difference in the lives of so many young people. To our members who are the reason we're here, like I said, in the first place, to our donors and partners, to our volunteers, and to our board, all who care so much to make a difference in our community. And really to anybody who's watching this, who is a supporter of the Boys and Girls Club, and who's supporting this breakfast. This year has been more challenging than any, and your support today makes a tremendous difference. So thank you for taking the time to tune in, and thank you.
Wow, that was a great little expose on Adam. Pepsi Joyner. I don't know, Gary and Lisa, if you have any idea where he got the nickname Pepsi. We're going to have to find out.
I don't know. I'm not a Pepsi guy, but
we'll
hey,
have to ask him later. So you guys have an update for us. Where are we at on the fundraising campaign here?
I've been getting a couple of texts. Some people telling me I should have worn something different today, but outside of that,
you look great. What are they talking about?
We do have. I think I look okay.
I think it looks great.
Thank you. So we have a matching. Someone's offered $100,000, up to $100,000 in matching. So right now is a great opportunity to spend a few minutes and go online, text to donate. For the next 10 or 15 minutes, we can match that. It would be awesome.
Wow, that's incredible. Well, let's hope that people can do that. Those matching gifts are hugely important. So up next, we've got a really fun segment brought to you by RBC, and it was created by the Boys and Girls Clubs of Ottawa members with a very special guest, 4th overall pick in the 2018 NHL Draft, Brady Tkachuk.
Brady Tkachuk and scores! Tkachuk wins it for the Senators in overtime.
How old were you when you started playing?
I was 2 years old when I started skating for the first time, when I was with my brother and my mom. And I think the first time I played a game, I think I was 4 years old, and I was playing with my brother. I kept playing after it, so I must have loved it. So, no, Amelia, that was a great question.
Who got you into playing hockey?
My dad, I don't know if you know, but he used to play hockey too. And just my brother and I right away picked up, little mini sticks, always played. And I got to say my dad's been, my biggest impact. And he's the guy that, got me into the sport of hockey.
Do you think the Ottawa Senators should trade up there and pick to get Lafreniere in the NHL draft?
I mean, it's not my decision. I mean, I think with our picks at 3 and 5, we're going to get two really good players and two guys that are really going to help our team. But what the good thing about it is it's a really good draft. So I think any team is going to be really happy with who they're going to get. So that's a great question. Now, you might be the future GM of the Ottawa Senators. Who knows?
How did you get noticed to play hockey at a professional level?
As you grow up, a lot of people come watch you from teams you want to play for, and I got drafted. In my draft year, I played in Boston, and so just to be noticed by teams was pretty cool, and it was the happiest day of my life when I got picked by Ottawa, and it's been awesome ever since. So to get noticed in the hockey world, or to get noticed and for somebody to want you to be on your team, it's it's a pretty cool and special feeling, and it's been a lot of fun ever since.
While you were growing up, who was your role model?
My biggest role model was, my brother. He's a year and a half older than me. He plays hockey too. So, he's just always been there for me. And I feel like without him, I just wouldn't be the same person I am. He just has pushed me to be the best person I could be, most important. and the best hockey player I could be because he was always there for me. Got to give some love to my sister here too. She's been there for me always and always supporting. So big family guy, and I think just everybody in my family is just a big role model for me.
So Jonathan's got a big question. He's clearly a big Ottawa Senators fan, and he's wondering if it would be possible to get your autograph.
Just come to, why don't we all set up something at a game next year? You guys can come or something. We'll get that figured out. We get a little game, get a little after the game. You guys can come to the locker room. We could show you around, get you tickets. How cool would that be? Wouldn't that be fun? Perfect. We'll get it set up.
And we're wondering, Brady, what is your all-time favorite breakfast?
My favorite all-time breakfast. I'm waking up, coming downstairs. I'm starving. And my grandpa's in town. He makes the best pancakes of all time, wherever I go. It's not big pancakes, but they're small pancakes. But I'm a big crispy guy, so I need a little crispy on the outside, and the best. And then I'm a big bacon guy, so I got to have crispy bacon, and I usually crush about 12 pieces. I know it's crazy, but I have a lot of bacon, so probably my favorite breakfast meal is my grandpa's pancakes and his bacon. Well, thank you guys for having me. You guys could be news reporters one day or interviewers. That was awesome. You made me think a lot. We'll see you next year at a Sens game.
I've done a lot of interviews over my life. That was one of the better ones that I've seen. That was great questions by those kids. And Brady Tkachuk, thanks for doing that. Fan favorite here in Ottawa, and it's so great to have him be a part of this. And just in, Taggart Parks has just donated $40,000. Thank you very much, Taggart Parks. We are creeping closer. Now, let's connect with Derek Noble from Huntington Properties. Derek is hosting an outdoor breakfast gathering this morning, and this segment is brought to you by Souls. Okay, and Brady Tkachuk, thanks for doing that. Fan favorite here in Ottawa.
Good morning. Good morning, Jock. Thanks very much. We're here at the Huntington Properties tent here in Westboro, and we've got a great contingent of people here behind us, some huge supporters of the Boys and Girls Club. Jeff Parks is behind me from the Taggart Parks Foundation, and wow, that's a huge announcement from the Taggart Parks family. So thank you for that. Over the last 97 years, the club has grown to meet the evolving needs of the community. At the core of the Boys and Girls Club programming lies a passion to support the children and youth who need us. Here's a timely video called Let's Be There for Them.
Take me away somewhere nice, somewhere that I can go.
That's terrific. No child in our community should ever feel alone, and it is our mission to continue to provide safe spaces for them. In order to do that, we need your help. The Boys and Girls Club of Ottawa is unique among clubs across Canada. One of our defining characteristics is our decision to not charge membership fees. This means that we rely on the generosity and support of our community. One of the most impactful ways that you can maximize your support is to become a monthly donor. To become a monthly donor, please fill out your pledge card or set up your monthly gift at bgcobreakfast.ca/donate. Think about this. Giving $100 a month adds up to $1,200 a year. If 200 people out there pledge to do that right now, that's $240,000 in reliable, ongoing revenue for the club. The Boys and Girls Club needs your help. Will you support us?
Thank you, Derek. We are so lucky to be gathered in small groups and virtually sharing a meal together. Did you know that each day, as part of our programming, the club provides healthy snacks and meals to the children and youth? This is made possible by our donors. Over the last 4 years, MealShare has funded over 108,000 meals at the BGCO. I'd like to go over to Katie Hession at the who's the Ottawa community leader at MealShare, and Tara Porter from Pure Kitchen and MealShare partner. Thanks to Mark Motors Porsche for this segment.
Hi, this is Katie Hession, Ottawa community leader for MealShare. We are on a mission to help end youth hunger, and we do that by partnering with restaurants all across Canada for a simple buy one, give one program. With the generous donations from our restaurant partners, we're able to help fund the food program at the Boys and Girls Club. There's no better way to explain how we work than to take you into one of our restaurant partners. So let's go say hi to Pure Kitchen. So I'm joined here by Tara Porter, Marketing Director for Pure Kitchen.
It's me!
It's her! Tara's gonna help explain how MealShare works.
So it's really easy. Participating restaurants, they designate an item on their menu, which is a MealShare item. It has a little logo beside it, and every time that you order that meal, you're giving a meal to a youth in need. Buy one, get one.
It's that simple.
It's so easy.
All right, Tara, do you have any idea how many meals Pure Kitchen has provided to youth in need?
It's in the thousands.
Drum roll. 31,493.
Yes, that's all you, Ottawa. Thank you. MealShare.
Yeah! It's your lucky day, people.
Because you can make any item a MealShare item. We're going to show you how to make the bohemian smoothie. It's one of our most popular. So good. Let's go.
That's right. So the next time you're thinking about dining out and would also like to give back, head to our website, mealshare.ca, where you'll find a list of our partner restaurants here in Ottawa and all across Canada.
Looks like Katie and Tara had a lot of fun with that segment. Gary, Lisa, what have you got for us?
So
How we
good
doing
news,
over
the
there?
match has been met. I think now, Jock, according to my numbers, we're now topping over $400,000.
Amazing.
And we're just really in the early parts of the show. Lots of room for everyone else to kick in and support. Derek, thank you so much for your message about monthly giving. I know you've got a great crowd there, and I know there's some very, very generous people in that crowd and those that have been with the Boys and Girls Club for many years. So really, really ask everyone to think about the club this morning and the important impact it's going to have on the community.
You know, 2020 has been a really tough year for everyone, and more specifically for the Boys and Girls Club, on how they can innovate and still be in touch with the members of the Boys and Girls Club. So I want to thank Rogers Communications for the following video.
"2020 has been tough. So much has changed. Weeks that felt like years and being isolated for so long was hard, but through it all, the BGCO was there for us. When the club and city first shut down, BGCO staff made sure we had everything we needed, even kits and craft bags so we wouldn't get bored. Then I challenged Daniel Alberton and all the members to stay active with the Move With Us challenge, and the whole community joined in on the fun. Since we couldn't be there in person, the BGCO created the virtual clubhouse, whether we got homework help, dance lessons, cooking classes, and lots of other fun virtual programs. In July, the club opened again, and we are so happy to be back.
To all the staffs, all the volunteers, I just wanted to say that they were like the best. Like They're good at everything they do. It's really nice what they're doing here today.
Having a place like a Boys and Girls Club really makes a difference to so many lives, and having it reopened again is very special for all of us.
Hi, my name is Medin Admaso, and I'm the Chief Programs Officer at the Boys and Girls Clubs of Ottawa.
And my name is Ismahan Jama, and I'm a senior youth worker at the Ron Colbus Clubhouse.
So, Ismahan, we get the opportunity to speak to one of the biggest issues that impacted not just the lives of our members at the Boys and Girls Club, but those around the world. The issue is anti-Black racism. You know, as a senior youth worker, you get a unique opportunity to hear directly from children and youth and to provide some support to them as they're dealing with issues that come up in society. As one of the largest agencies serving children and youth across Ottawa, specifically serving those from a diverse background, including those from the Black community, it gives us an opportunity to hear what their perspective and their experiences are. Can you give some insight and let our supporters know what is it that you've been hearing this summer as we've reopened our clubhouses?
Yeah, definitely. So I think that we can all agree that anti-Black racism was a very big topic within our community. Lots of organizations and groups recognize that it exists and they want to do better. The Boys and Girls Club of Ottawa is no exception. But what I think separates us from other groups is that we get the privilege to work with children and youth. Our members come to the Boys and Girls Club because they want to be there. The Boys and Girls Club is a safe and supportive environment where they can just be kids. And I think that's amazing. But with this privilege comes responsibility. And for us, I think we have two main responsibilities. The first one is that we need to be able to guarantee that there is absolutely no Black racism within our clubhouses. And that comes at all levels. So members, staff, senior executive team, wherever, no tolerance for anti-Black racism. The second is through our programming, we need to be able to give our members the skills and tools to deal with anti-Black racism that occurs outside of our club, be it within different institutions, online, or within their friend groups. We have the ability to create programs that can have lifelong lasting effects on our members. And I think we need to take advantage of that because what we decide to do right now can and will affect the next generation. We want our members to be confident with themselves, not see their skin as a barrier, but see it as something that they can embrace and be proud of. We want our members to be able to recognize when something is wrong and then have the words to be able to express that. And we can do all of this, but it's gonna take some work and some planning, and we need to have very clear goals. So my question for you, Maden, is being the first Black person in a senior leadership position, what opportunities and changes do you see for the Boys and Girls Club of Ottawa?
Thanks, Ismahan. So it is a unique opportunity to be in as the first Black person in a leadership role with the Boys and Girls Clubs of Ottawa. I think that speaks to one where we have been in the past in terms of as an organization, but it also speaks to where we can go. And I think the leadership that we have and the team of staff that we have, we're in great position to do more in terms of dealing with this issue of racism. It's not unique or the first time that we'll be dealing with this, but it is an opportunity to do something more and to do something in the long term. So what's happened is recently this summer, the board and the leadership team has put together a plan to do 4 things. Number one, we're looking at our internal capacity to address the issue of anti-Black racism and equity and diversity and inclusion issues overall. This is an opportunity for us to look at what capacity do we have as staff, as volunteers, as members of our broader community, and say, you know, what can we do to help our membership and our families deal with the issue of anti-Black racism better. The second thing is looking at creating more spaces for young people to be heard. And I think this is a part of the core value that the Boys and Girls Club has across Canada, actually, is to speak out and to speak out about issues that matter to our membership. So the second piece is making sure that we are able to create space for our members to speak about this issue and to learn more. The third piece is making connections with the broader community. So it's not that this will be the first time that we're connecting with the African, Caribbean, and Black communities, but this is a chance to go deeper. This is a chance to really understand what kind of partnerships have we had in the past, what kind of partnerships can we make in the future, and that address the issues and that impact our membership. And then fourth and final thing is connecting with the other institutions in the city that are looking to address the same issue. I think there's good momentum right now, and there's good energy from our community partners, and there's a lot of interest from our membership to help address this issue. And I think being in this position now gives me a unique advantage to be involved in that. And I'm really excited to see where we go from here. And I know that there's a commitment to addressing this long term, where members will get a chance to speak to this issue overall. So I think this is an opportunity to do a lot more and to speak to equity, diversity overall. And it's only going to make our club better. It's only going to make our team better. It's only going to make the service that we provide the community better.
Thank you, Medin and Ismahan. Great interview. This summer sure did bring the impact of systemic racism to the forefront. With a large portion of our part-time staff and members coming from the African, Black, and Caribbean communities, the conversation regarding anti-Black racism has been a topic of discussion in our clubs, and we are glad you could bring that discussion to this morning's events. The future of the club is centered on building communities and expanding into every community in Ottawa where we are needed. The next video, called Building Community, features Faiza Aden, Club Intermediate Youth Worker and a former member. This segment is brought to you by Deloitte.
So I started in 4th grade, like when I was 9 years old, about 9 or 10. Came here with my sister. We were very shy at first. We had like our own bubble, and we just didn't want to we were very interactive, and the staff here were very welcoming, and they made us comfortable, you know, and I've definitely become more confident in myself. I learned responsibility, hard work.
She's always responsible. But she's always responsible, yeah. She learning a lot, and a lot of experience, respectful, how to help kids, how to depend on herself, you know, to do her thing on, you know. Example, she's, can I speak my mind about Faiza?
Totally.
Yeah, because I have 7, 8 kids. Yeah. She's oldest. She's example, you know, she's her shoulders a lot, and she need to show them good example, be a good sister, be good, you know, involve the community. The club, I think, is a lot of different culture come here, and behaviors. Every whole house have, you know, everybody they different. She learning, I think, from that.
So what I do at the club is that I help out with families and behaviors, and I do the programs, and I do the staff schedules, and I speak to the staff. So Faiza is a member, very quiet girl. And seeing the growth of Faiza, being a member and then going to school and then kind of like now being like an employee here, she's come out of her shell. She's done really well in being able to connect with different families. She connects with the kids because she really gets to know the children. She's able to come back to us and kind of like explain, hey, here's a situation, there's a need, or this is what's going on. And then we're able to either contact the right people or we're able to contact the families. So she does a really good job in kind of like gathering people because they trust Faiza. And Faiza has that ability and that quality to be able to like give off to the community that she's a trustworthy individual.
So Faiza to me is like the definition of like someone who's very kind, whether it was as a member to her peers, playing you know, in the gym or, you know, on the computers. So right now I'm the senior youth worker for the SLL program now, which is known as the Sports Leadership League as of now. I oversee all the sports for all the Boys and Girls Club in Ottawa. I couldn't tell you about a person that's maybe more kind and giving, and I'm not even trying to say it because of this, just I genuinely mean that. She's always there to, you know, offer extra help. She'll always take on more, you know, she will go above and beyond, put more load on her shoulder than anybody else. But that's not because that's something that's given to her, it's because it's something she's always asking for. And she's important in the community because, like, how do I put it? She is what she's a reflection of the community, right? She's She's a young Somali girl, which represents a lot of population here. So for her to be able to move up and work her way up from, sitting in homework club and being helped by a staff. And then you glance over, next thing you know, 6-7 years have gone by, and she's the staff now, helping someone that's just a mini Faiza now. So Faiza is, I don't know, how is overachiever. I think that's the word for it. She's an overachiever.
The club is such a big part of my life. And so if I didn't have it, I don't think I would be as responsible or hardworking or outspoken or just all of that. The club is just such like an integral part of my life.
Well, that segment is just a reminder of how important our youth are and how investing in our youth is so important. I don't know about you, and Gary and Lisa, but I've got 3 teenage kids, and I'm continually amazed by how colorblind that generation is. And they have so much to teach, frankly, adults and people of our generation. And investing in kids and allowing them to grow and spread that message is so important. Gary, Lisa, give us an update, please.
Thanks, Jock. Derek must be twisting some arms out in the tent in Huntington Properties. We're making lots of good progress. And I got to do a big shout out to our friends at CLV and Interrent REIT and Mike McGann. They've been with us, day in, day out, constantly supporting us. They've just thrown in $100,000.
Wow,
So
great.
we're now over $700,000. We're
Thank
getting
you.
closer and closer. We're inching closer to our $1 million mark. I really, really ask everyone to dig deep. Think about those donations. If you can do something special for us this year, we would really, really appreciate it.
It's amazing.
Thanks, Gary. Okay, now I'd like to turn to Steve Becta, who is the chair of the board here at the Boys and Girls Club of Ottawa, and him and I are going to have a little conversation. This is brought to you by Enterprise. Okay, we've got lots of donations coming in, so please give generously and help us to reach our $1 million goal. So now I'm live with Steve Becta, proud BGCO alumni and board chair. Steve, there's no doubt 2020 has been a huge challenge. And I know everybody's wondering, what's the future look like?
Well, thanks for asking, Jock, and thanks for joining the board. So we've got an ambitious 5-year goal that focuses on delivering free Boys and Girls Club programming across our city in every neighborhood that needs our support. We know that our programming works, and we know that we aren't reaching all the young people whose lives could be impacted by this programming.
Yeah, it's certainly tough times for many people, but for those who are at home, at an event, at breakfast, watching today, what do you want them thinking about when they go home?
Great question, Jock. I encourage each of you to take a few minutes to reflect on how important it is for our community to have supportive spaces in place for children and youth. Think about how difficult this year has been for your own family, and now imagine what it would be like if you lived in a vulnerable community where resources are often less available. Every young person deserves a space to belong, to believe, and to achieve. And so I challenge you to think big. If you've been to the breakfast before, stretch even further. Give more than you did last time, because in 2020, we need you even more than ever.
Yeah, the kids certainly do, and thanks, Steve, for bringing that message to everybody. And for those attending in-person breakfast, your host should have donation cards for you to complete. Everyone can go online, though. If you don't have a card, go online to bgcobreakfast.ca/donate or text DONATE to 613-519-1366 to give. Thanks a lot. Thanks, Steve.
Thank you, Jeff.
All right, well, we are...
Thanks, Jock, and
we're at
let
the
me
end.
emphasize again.
Gary and Lisa, we're
Jock,
wrapping
is it
things
you or
up.
me?
Let's just go
You want
one
me to-
more time to
Is
you.
this when I throw the football to you? Okay.
If you've got one.
No, but I don't think you can catch it. So, listen, everyone, we're just wrapping things up. We've actually had a remarkable number of texts come just directly to me. So we're definitely well north of $700,000 now, and I really feel
great.
good about reaching our $1 million goal.
Amazing.
Jock, I want to emphasize again what you said. Fill out your donation cards. Every dollar matters, whether it's 25, 100, 1,000, 5,000. I'm still looking for that $250,000 gift. I know it's out there somewhere. And I can't thank you enough, and I can't thank all of the table hosts for all their efforts. The BGCO team has done an incredible job. Huge shout out to them. And a special thanks to Mark Motors and the Maracks for really making this all happen, and with your dealerships getting actively involved.
I just want to say thanks. I know everyone sort of stepped out of their regular breakfast zone and kind of done the virtual thing, which sometimes has its moments, but I think we did a great job today. I want to thank my general management team in the Mark Motors Group, Paul Renault, Francois Guimont, Nick Rajewski, Manny Pereira, Leslie Mize, and of course my brothers and the Mark family and the Mark Motors Group team, who are all out there today supporting this event. Really appreciate it. This is all a really good day and a good way to start the morning.
It's been fantastic. Back to you, Jock.
Thank you to you both. I'm just continually amazed at the way we in this community continue to evolve and adapt to this pandemic that we're all going through. And this is just an example of how some people who show some initiative, some creativity, found a way to get all of us together on this morning, have this event, raise the money that we need to continue to support the club. And I just want to say a big thank you to all of our hosts. There are over 23 hosts hosting breakfasts across the city today. To our sponsors, over 400 guests, you in particular, and all our donors. A big thank you for participating this morning. And we will hope to see you in person next time. So we're going to leave you just with the final directions so that you know how to donate. If you haven't yet and you're able to, we sure would appreciate it. Thank you on behalf of the Boys and Girls Club of Ottawa.